One glimpse of her, and every functioning circuit in his skull reroutes to a single task. Last time, our idiot discovered fire and became, briefly, the smartest creature alive. Then he heard one word that undid all of it: a girl. Today, Gronk attempts something far more dangerous than fire. He's going to try to impress her. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be a catastrophe. Because falling for someone isn't magic. It's chemistry, biology, and some deeply embarrassing brain activity. And Gronk is about to demonstrate all of it. Badly. And forget opposites attract. The research is pretty clear. We mostly fall for people similar to us. Same values, background, sense of humor, and there's even a scent component. Subtle chemical signals we can't consciously smell, but our brains quietly register. Gronk, sadly, can smell only himself. Eye contact makes it worse. A held gaze spikes arousal and attention. Your brain flags it as a very big deal, which is why holding it for 2 seconds feels amazing and terrifying, and why Gronk instantly looks at a rock. We each have a type, a private checklist we didn't consciously write. Half genetics, half whatever we grew up around. This is her. We'll get to Gronk's opinion of her shortly. It's not subtle. She is, by Stone Age standards, extremely out of his league, and the second Gronk sees her, his brain melts down. Here's the wild part. Your brain decides if it's attracted to someone in about 1/10 of a second. 1/10. Before you've heard them talk, before you know a single real thing about them. What's it even judging? Mostly ancient stuff, symmetry, health, signs someone's a strong bet to survive and thrive, and it snowballs. Find someone attractive and we assume they're also smart, kind, and trustworthy, which is called the halo effect. Gronk has decided she is perfect, and he has zero evidence. That's the halo effect doing all the work. Meanwhile, his body's ratting him out, pupils blown wide, heart hammering, palm sweating, and he's not choosing any of this. His body filed the paperwork without asking him, and the part of his brain in charge of acting normal has officially left the building. Here's the cruelest wiring of all. Dopamine spikes hardest not when you get the reward, but when it's uncertain. Unpredictability is rocket fuel for a crush. It's the miserable science behind playing hard to get. Mixed signals literally crank up the dopamine. Your brain confuses anxiety for passion. It also invented jealousy, a nasty guard dog emotion evolved to make you protect a bond. Useful in small doses, a disaster in Gronk-sized doses. There's even a molecule nicknamed the love chemical, PEA, that spikes during infatuation. Fun fact, it's also found in chocolate. This cocktail does absurd things. You forget to eat. You lose sleep. You will happily do idiotic things for one more hit. And here's the mercy, it doesn't last. The wild early crush chemistry fades in a year or two by design. Nobody could function like this forever, which is a problem, because right now Gronk is running on 100% crush chemicals and 0% judgment. So what's actually happening in there? A crush is basically a chemical mugging. Let's meet the culprits. Number 1, dopamine, the reward chemical. It makes you feel incredible and crave more and more and more. Same system that fires for food, for winning, and for gambling. Attraction hijacks it completely. Number 2, norepinephrine, basically adrenaline. Heart racing, sweaty palms, can't eat, can't sleep. It's the exact same chemical as being terrified, which is why a crush feels like a panic attack that you enjoy. Those butterflies, that's adrenaline yanking blood away from your gut towards your muscles. Romance is just your body prepping to flee. And number 3, the weirdest, is that serotonin drops. And low serotonin is linked to obsessive thinking, which is why you can't stop thinking about them. In studies, early love looks a lot like obsessive compulsive disorder, Put it together, and here's the kicker. Brain scans of people in early love look a lot like scans of people on cocaine. Love isn't like a drug. Chemically, it kind of is one. Scientists even split it into three stages: lust, attraction, and attachment, each run by different chemicals. The last one, attachment, runs on oxytocin, the calm, cuddly bonding chemical. The stuff that turns a spark into a partnership. And Gronk is nowhere near that. Gronk is pinned at stage 1 and it shows. Some animals nailed the gift thing. A male penguin finds the smoothest pebble he can and presents it to a mate. It's basically a proposal ring. Gronk, taking notes, decides to give her a rock too. But his rock is not smooth. His rock is a rock. Flowers, chocolate, jewelry, love songs, every classic gift is just a modern pebble. Proof you'll spend effort and resources on someone. For most of history, plenty of marriages weren't even about attraction. They were deals between families. The love match ideal is surprisingly recent. But everywhere you look, people still traded tokens. Carved trinkets, rings, locks of hair, little costly proofs that said, "I choose you." Some cultures took the show-off instinct way too far and literally fought over it. I do not recommend. Very few problems are solved by dueling. Back in the animal world, the bowerbird builds and decorates an entire tiny structure, arranging objects by color, purely to impress a mate. Effort as proof. Now, feeling all that is one thing, and doing something about it is another, and humans have been fumbling this for a very long time. Across almost every culture in history, courtships run on the same moves: gifts, music, dancing, poetry, and showing off. We wrote songs, we wrote poems, we invented the love letter, then spent centuries agonizing over every word of it. We built entire dances just to have a socially acceptable excuse to stand close to someone. And under all of it, every gift and song and dance is doing one ancient job: advertising that you're healthy, capable, and worth it. It's the same thing the rest of nature does: a peacock's ridiculous tail, a bird's song, a bowerbird's tiny decorated palace, and scientists call it costly signaling. If it were easy, anyone could fake it. The difficulty is the whole message. And Gronk suddenly remembers he owns the single greatest costly signal in the entire valley: fire. He's the only guy here who can make it. So time to flex. There's just one problem with using your best asset to impress someone: pressure. And Gronk does not handle pressure. Now, knowing confidence wins, Gronk attempts to play it cool. This requires a level of chill that he does not possess. He rehearses being spontaneous, he practices looking natural. He is now the least natural creature in the valley. Real attraction has quieter tells too. We unconsciously mirror people we like, matching posture, gestures, and even breathing. Gronk naturally mirrors nothing. Making someone laugh is one of the strongest signals there is. Humor quietly advertises intelligence. For half a second, Gronk almost lands it, and then he ruins it, because he is Gronk. Remember, he's got about a tenth of a second to make a first impression. No pressure, and her brain is running the exact same instant judgment on him. Here's the cruel twist science keeps confirming: confidence is attractive, desperation is repellent, and they look almost identical. So guess which one Gronk is radiating right now. He opens with a gift, a used club. To be fair, it's his only possession, so she is not moved. Ooh-ah? That's a no. But he's got the ace up his tunic, the costly signal, the one thing no other caveman can do. He's going to make fire, right here, right now, and blow her prehistoric mind. This is the moment. Everything's riding on it. And that, historically, is exactly when things go wrong. The bonfire, it turns out, also has range. One stray ember, one small scorch mark on the polka dot tunic. This is now a safety incident. No first impression survives setting the other person slightly on fire. This is true across all of human history, in every culture without exception. To rub it in, the smooth guy casually makes a small perfect fire. The thing Gronk just failed at, without even looking at it. Somewhere, Gronk's will to live quietly files for a transfer. Overconfidence plus pressure equals too much fuel. He built a bonfire when he needed a candle. Ah! Not the mind-blowing he had pictured. He does put it out by smothering it with his own face. Call back to last week, still technically science. And here's the hard truth about attraction: it is not logical. You cannot argue someone into it. No amount of "but I can make fire" cancels out the fact that he just tried to set her on fire on date one. And of course, right on cue, someone smoother shows up. Someone who reads the room. Someone with flowers instead of a fire hazard. The confident guy didn't try harder, he tried less. And that, infuriatingly, is often the whole trick. Gronk, buddy, I tell you it gets easier, but it does not. Not for anyone. Ever. So, attraction is a chemical storm. First impressions are instant and confidence beats effort. Gronk has now failed all three simultaneously. But here's the other thing about Gronk. Getting crushed is just how he learns, and he learned something tonight. If flowers won't do it and fire won't do it, maybe being the greatest hunter in the tribe will. There's just one problem. To hunt, you have to throw, and to throw well, you need physics, force, momentum, angles. Concepts Gronk has never met and is about to lose several fights with. Next time, Gronk becomes a hunter. Sort of. Painfully. He has no idea what he's in for. See you next week.